How many of you have heard the Chinese proverb, tell me and I may forget, show me and I may remember, involve me and I will understand? Let's get involved in today's video where we're given an overview of our next series, the alchemical process. What's going on, y'all? My name is Sean Taylor, a journeyer on this trip called life, passing through, sharing some tips, tricks, and tools that we can use and really help gain direction and clarity in our lives. And today, we're talking about the alchemical process, why it's such a valuable tool, and how we can use this to our advantage. So what is alchemy? It is a process of change, transformation, and purification. And through this process, we cut away what we're not and get to that pure essence of who we are. And through the demystifying of this process, we're better able to understand it and perpetuate our transformation, moving it forward. We're able to understand what stage we're in and what we need to do to move forward to the next level. We mentioned that alchemy is a process of change, transformation, and purification. And when we hear the word alchemy, we may think of the whole physical process of turning lead into gold. We're missing an important element here, is our spiritual side. Taking the lead of an experience and turning into the gold of wisdom from that. You see, many of us grew up with the understanding that science was the study of the physical and the religion was a part of the spiritual. And those two were separate, when in all reality, they need to become one. And that's through this process of alchemy. We can turn that physical lead into gold, and we can turn that spiritual lead into gold. And we aid along this transformation process by understanding what step, what season we're in, and that way we can take the proper action to move us forward to the next step in our transformation. Many people may not know the next steps in that alchemical process, and so they just keep bouncing between steps and keep on repeating their cycles. But with understanding what these steps are, what these cycles are, we're able to move forward and transform ourselves. I keep on saying transformation because that's what alchemy is about, is the transformation and the purification of ourselves. We want to transform ourselves into that divine being. And through this alchemical process, we remove the dross, or that which is not us. And that by removing that which is not us, we become more of who we truly are, the divine essence. This alchemical process is a 7-step process. The first 4 being more physical, the next 2 being more spiritual, and the 7th one bringing it full circle back into the physical. We have this first step, calcination, where we use fire to burn the substance down to its ashes, or we can think about the ego burning away all of our attachments. And we have the second step, which is dissolution, where we take those ashes and we merge them in the subconscious and the emotion. From there, we have this process of separation. Using that viveka, we separate what we want from what we don't want. We have a clearer picture on that. From there, we have the process of conjunction, which is bringing back the elements of the conscious and the unconscious together. And after the step of conjunction, we have the process of fermentation, or the dark night of the soul. To make wine, the grapes must rot in order that spirit can be released. And talking about that spirit, that's when we get into these higher realms. And after our fermentation process, our dark night of the soul, we put that to heat, and through a distillation process, where the essential essence is removed and isolated to itself. And after our distillation process, we have our 7th and final step, the coagulation, the bringing back into the material. It's bringing it back full circle. We all are alchemists, even though we may not even realize it. We do it with the food that we eat. We eat our food, and through a process that our body goes through, it breaks it down into its base elements and then brings it into another new form known as our body. And much like the foods we eat, the better the food that we put in, the better result we get out. The alchemist strives for the same thing. The better the input, the better the quality of the output. And as we were talking about earlier in this video, this alchemical process is a purification process. It's a purification process that we can put ourselves through. We can purify ourselves from the malice or those imprints that we may have, the impurities. We can clear out these impurities or these things that are not us, and more of our own selves will emerge. And this alchemical process of transformation is to bring out more of your true essence, your true self, through the removal of that which is not you. And as we clear out these impurities, we also clear out confusion. We get rid of these influences, and we get more in tune with our true calling. So I invite you to give a like on this video and join us in this series where we're going to dive into each of these steps in this alchemical process and how we can use it to transform ourselves into the person that we know we're meant to be, the person that we want to be, the person that's calling us forward. So, what did we cover in this video? We covered that this alchemical process is a process of transformation, a process of purification. Then that if we understand which stage, which step, which season we're at, we can help shepherd ourselves to that next stage, to transform that lead of experience into the gold of wisdom. That by putting ourselves through this purification process, we remove that dross or that stuff which is not us, so more of our true essence can come forth. We also learned that this alchemical process is a physical process as well as a spiritual process, and that through this process it actually contains both within the one. I'm excited to dive into this series, dive into each step so we can better understand and recognize the next step that we need to take, or what we can do to speed up along the process and get the most out of our own alchemical processes that we go through every day. Comment down below what you want to change and how you're going to transform yourself through learning of these alchemical principles. I'm going to go outside and continue on this walk. It's another beautiful day. Go outside, grab some fresh air. It's good for you. And join us in our next series where we're going to dive in and learn about transformation. Peace, much love. Catch you on the next one.